So thanks everybody for coming. I am super excited about today. We're launching an integration to PDM. But before that, it's not working. There we go. I want to introduce our sponsors. So today we have BigCommerce and QMSC who have helped us sponsor this event. So thank you so much. And below we have a few of our customers' logos. My team here today, I have Timo Sullivan, our COO, Laura, our VP of Strategy, Ryan Dikoff, who's out there, he's our VP of Sales. Nathan, you will see a lot of Nathan because he's going to do the demo. He's our technical sales. And then JR, who did a lot of work to try to get a lot of people in here, so thank you, JR. He's our business development. My name is Patricia Bennett. I think most of you know who I am. I am the founder and CEO of Bennett Solutions. And Bennett Solutions actually was born 20 years ago. We turned 20 this year in September. Very excited about that. I started the business selling Microsoft ERP at the time. And in 2010, became a partner for Acumatica ERP and haven't looked back since then. Tim had a Acumatica practice as well. We merged the two and we've done some great stuff together. We have a unique approach and we have been innovators in this space. The way that we do business is different from most of the other ERP resellers in the industry. So what do we bring to the table? We bring a solution to run the entire automotive aftermarket business. And that is the manufacturing, the distribution, inventory control, purchasing, sales, e-commerce, and we bring it all together to bring one solution to run your business from end to end. And what does that do to our customers? It delivers a single source of truth. It delivers one point of view from all the different departments of the organization. Because Acumatica sells with unlimited users, it allows to bring together the entire organization using one tool for one version of the truth. Acumatica was born on the cloud, for the cloud, so it has newer technology which allows us to quickly react to the new requirements that you may have in your organization to stay agile and be able to create and innovate and have technology to grow with your business. So Acumatica is a horizontal application. And what Bennett did is back in 2017 when Tim and I decided to get into the automotive aftermarket industry, we started AutoFitmentPlus, which brings this application into the automotive aftermarket. We started by creating what we call fitment data, so being able to stock your items by year, make, model, engine type, and so on. Then we added the VIN validation to that application, and as our customers had requirements, we kept adding additional functionality. So the ones that I'm naming here are just the core things that we added. For the installation of new parts into cars, we also added the functionality of keeping track of by VIN number what has been installed into that vehicle. So regardless of who the owner of the car is, we can always tell you the parts that have been put into that vehicle and which ones may be under warranty and so on. Then we went into adding the pies portion of Aces and Pies and realized that that was an astronomical task. And I was introduced to Johannes back there, who is the owner of PDM, and at that point, it made so much sense based on the technology that they were using and the amazing product that they had, that we really just want to sell more ERP and provide our customers with a solution to run their business. But they are the experts on aces and pies and product management. So it made sense to integrate the two. And today, I am super happy to announce that integration exists and it's ready to be used. And with that, I'm going to introduce Nathan, who's going to give us a quick overview of what we've done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patricia. I'm going to switch over to our Acumatica Cloud ERP here. You'll see it's running in the browser. Oh, no, you don't.
There you go.
There we go. You can see we're running in the browser there, so you can take advantage of the full power of the browser. Not necessary to install any application. Everything is live and in the cloud. So what we're looking at here is our customer view dashboard. You can see we have a number of key performance indicators, visualizations, all of your ERP data live and real time. In addition to the dashboards, we have full support for sales orders, purchase orders, inventory management, and so forth. The highlight today, we're going to discuss our PDM integration and the auto-fitment capability. So I'll talk a little bit about how that's set up. I have to refresh. There you go. Talk about the basics of the fitment preferences. Very basic setup. You can see here that we integrate with PDM, your brand code and ID. And here we can map which fields we're going to pull down into Acumatica. In addition to the preferences, we've integrated an inquiry so we can query our inventory by fitment. Here you can select your year, make, and model. As I make my selections down the list, these fields are dependent, so you'll only see the vehicles that apply to the selections above. So if I select my Ford F-150 here, you can see we have a number of auto-fitment parts available in our current inventory. So about those parts, I'm going to go to my favorites menu here. Acumatica's won a number of awards for usability and user experience. You can see I can make a short list here, just view the items that are important to my role in the business. We'll take a look at our stock items here. Some of our featured items on our BigCommerce site. I'm going to make a copy of one so we can see how this works. Select my item there, copy the profile, and that'll take all of my dependent fields. I'll add a new item so we can see this working fresh. Adding new items is as simple as that. So now that we have our item existing in our Acumatica inventory, I can make any changes necessary here, and you'll see here that we have an Add Item to PDM button. When I click that button, the system in the background uploads all our data to our PDM profile, and you can see we get a confirmation message there. After I click OK, I've got a couple of new options here, as well as some others in the ellipsis menu. We can use the View Item in PDM button to quickly open that item profile. Now that we have our inventory item from our ERP system uploaded to the PDM platform, we can add some specifics such as part type, application. You'll need at least one application to make this work. So if I add in my make, model, and year. These are trusty F-150. I can use the shift key to select a range of years. The year, make, model is the minimum requirement, but we can add other specifics such as submodel, region, engine type, and so forth. I'll also go ahead and add a quantity. You'll see that PDM updates, and if there are any missing fields that are required or recommended, it'll make recommendations for us there. So now that we have the inventory fitment specified in PDM, we can actually use that item in our sales orders and purchase orders and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and make an order for this item from my vendor. I'm going to enter a running purchase order. Choose my trusty favorite vendor, and we can add an item to that. We can use the Add Items button, or we can just search right in the grid. You can see that it'll search for me based on the SKU number or description, and makes finding my needed items very easy and user-friendly. So let's bring in 100 of those parts. We can save our purchase order. And when I take it off hold, you'll notice that Acumatica supports full approval mapping. So any requirements that you have for restrictions on approvals, we can support that there. Say orders over $5,000 require management approval. I'm an administrator, so I'm going to go ahead and approve my own order there. At this point, I could email the purchase order to the vendor, and through the magic of demo time speed, we'll assume that that vendor delivered on time, and we can enter our purchase order receipt. The system will then adjust our inventory and our costs. I'll go ahead, we're going to need a vendor reference because I have the system set up to create bills at the same time as my receipt. That can be done on the fly or in a check and balance process, two-part process. I'll go ahead and release the inventory receipt. Now that we have inventory in the system and a fitment specified, I can use those same filters for entering my sales order. So at my point of sale, I can create a new sales order. And you'll notice on the sales order screen, we've added a number of fields for fitment filter. And I can use those same criteria here. I'll specify my 2020 Ford F-150. And, I'll need a customer in there. Okay, so now that we have a customer, you'll see here we have an Add PDM Items button. My fitment filters will flow through to my inquiry here, and I can quickly select all the proper fitment for that selection. Select my item, add and close it, save my order, and a happy customer.
And that's our integration.
Awesome.
So the key here is that this is a basic integration. A lot of people are going to want more than that, but we will start adding to that integration as new customers ask for additional fields to be integrated at this point. Customers can go directly to PDM and request additional functionality that they have available. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to one of the three of you, Johannes, Kevin, or Laurel.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nathan. Really appreciate it. Oh, get started from the beginning. No, here we go. There's your slide.
Next slide. Thank you.
There's 3 of them.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for attending this event. You know, SEMA is always a very busy time. But we're very excited about this integration. So a little background on myself and how PDM came about. So in about 15 years ago by now, I started another business back in, originally from Germany, Munich, back in Munich selling parts for American vehicles in Europe. And the business grew, and one of the challenges was always getting data and easily connecting to our trading partners. And we know that there's aces and pies, and that was a great in theory, a great concept, and we adopted those standards, but quickly realized that it wasn't that easy after all to really efficiently use the data throughout your infrastructure and easily connect with the manufacturers that you were dealing with. And that's how the idea of PDM came about. And the idea behind PDM in the beginning was to provide an easy-to-use solution for parts manufacturers to generate high-quality content. And we built that and delivered a solution that made it easy to provide high-quality content, but we then said, okay, this is only the first step. We got to take it to the next level, which is getting that data to the place where the content actually is being utilized. And we all know the phrase of like eyeballs, like everyone is seeking the eyeballs from the customer. I typically refer to as at the headlights, because where are the headlights at? Like, where are the headlights which are essentially our customers' vehicles? And those headlights can be in a shop, they can be on a marketplace, they can be like utilizing an e-commerce solution, because there are different ways how our consumers are searching for the products, and that depends on the need and the type of product that they want. And for us, it's very important to partner with companies like PC Bennett to get the data, once it is in a high quality format, to all those places where it is being utilized. And the ERP is obviously a very important aspect of that, along with the website, for instance, but also marketplaces. And we talked about one central source of truth. I mean, you mentioned that in your slides, and that is key for us. A central source of data makes you very efficient, because at that point you only have to manage specific data points once. And there are certain data points that an ERP has to be the master for, and there are certain data points that a PIM has to be the master for. That was the journey that you went on to say, okay, you want to build some of this functionality into your ERP system, and then you realized, well, there are so many data points that we would now have to add, which would be redundant work, not only for you to build the technology, but also for your customers to manage the data afterwards. Because I assume, I don't know, maybe that was the plan to build aces and pies files coming out of your system, but there's a lot that is very unique about the standards, and there is a lot that is very unique about how an ERP system manages orders. So having an integration is essential for our customers. So we know that the PIM system is very important, especially for manufacturers that want to manage their brand, want to manage their product data, but they also run a business, and a business is not being run in a PIM system. A business is being run in an ERP system. So having a very efficient and as real-time as possible integration between ERP systems and the PIM system is really the key for efficiency in a company. And that's why we're excited about this integration, because it's the first ERP system integration that has been built to this level, to where you're not only synchronizing the SKUs, you're actually also synchronizing the experience of searching for fitment data. So that's really amazing. We're really excited about that. And I'm just like browsing through these slides. I typically freestyle my presentation, so I hope everyone had a chance to
I think that's
look
it.
at that. No. All right, cool, awesome. Yeah. But I guess I'm also at the end of my words. But yeah, no, I appreciate all of the work that you have done, because truly the work of building integration was on your team. So great work. I'm really excited what's ahead of us.
Thank you. Thank you. So in addition to integrating to PDM, Acumatica is actually integrated to BigCommerce. And as much as I would like to claim that I did it, Acumatica actually did that integration. So that integration to BigCommerce is native to the ERP application. Our goal, and I'm taking some thunder out of this, but our goal at the end of the day, our next step, is to bring the 3 companies together into the AutoFitmentPlus, so that customers can go into BigCommerce and select year, make, model, engine type, and whatever, and then get the items that belong to that vehicle. So just knowing that Acumatica already has an integration to BigCommerce on the sales order, on the inventory items, quantities, pricing, all of that, I invited, and obviously there's one of our sponsors, but BigCommerce is here with us, and they have a presentation as well.
All right, so
Come on in, guys. Don't be shy.
hey everybody, so my name is Ryan with BigCommerce. So my role here is make sure that I've been working with Patricia and the PC Bennett team for over a year now. I was actually here with the team last year at SEMA, so great to be here again. So a little bit of BigCommerce for a lot of folks here. We have some ASMC that work with BigCommerce. We have PC Bennett, so there's some great Acumatica bars and PDM. But we are an e-commerce platform providers. So basically, we provide you the tools and the means to get your products online, sales it online to your consumers, both from B2Bs and the B2Cs kind of way of doing business, right? We've seen a lot of a big trend lately. I think COVID plays a big role into it, but I think it's the movement of the office here is a lot of company now, especially with the automotive market, right? It's finding a way to not just serve your B2C's segment, but make sure that the B2Bs has a great experience, also bringing the product to the customers. So with that, we have at this point maybe 70,000 customers from all sizes, small, medium, mid-market, enterprise. But specifically with PC Bennett as an Acumatica levels, I've seen majority of our joint customers are in the mid-market and enterprise level. So these companies are getting a lot more orders. They get more ask, they get more requirement with both their supplier and their customers. So this is where I think is the synergy between e-commerce and ERPs really make the most sense, right? So if you see on there, we have a mix of all the customers from both the automotives. You see Cardone on there, Gen 3, Brock's, Rainy, but we also serve across the board, right? We got customer from Skull Candies to Acid Johnson to Black Diamond. So these are across the board from all of our consumer products. So the mission of BigCommerce is really to make sure that if anything that you guys want to take away from today is three of the things that we really want our customer to understand the way that we do business, right? We want to make sure that the e-commerce and the way for you to go online, sell online, make more revenues, make sure that you have the right to lower your TCO at all times. So the cost for you doing e-commerce should be absolutely as small as possible. Because that's one way to get to the future now, right? Power performance. So at this moment, we are in the cloud business SaaS provider. So our APIs is the strongest. We have 99.99% uptime at all time with our platform. So things like Thanksgiving or Christmas sales should be a problem with your performance with the e-commerce side. And we build for growth, right? As I mentioned earlier, a lot of our customers are in the mid-market enterprise segment. So they come to us with a goal that in the next 10 years, 15 and 20 years, they can continue to grow that business and open up more business segment by still using BigCommerce and not having to switching over to different platforms. So those are the three takeaways. If anything today, that should be the takeaway from BigCommerce today for everybody. So I have Ryan Stout here. So Ryan is actually on my team, and he has been, basically we grab him and we say, hey, you're really good with automotive. Why don't we run an automotive segment for us? Because we understand the partnership with PC Bennett, and we have hundreds of automotive customers with us now on our platform. Instead of being so reactive to every single deal and every single customer we get on board, we want to make sure we're proactive to it, right? We want to make sure that we work with PC Bennett and PDMs and any others agency that really focus on automotive to make sure that, hey, if the customer come to us, we have enough tools in our tool belt to say these are all the options for you in the ecosystem. So I want to get Ryan's stuff to talk more about the automotive side of things with BigCommerce.
Thank you, Ryan and
Yeah.
Ryan.
We do have a slide later today to show some customer success story. I'll be back with that, but that should be the one highlights.
Thanks, Ryan.
Awesome.
I'm Ryan. So I'm the Senior Manager of Strategy for Automotive at BigCommerce. And we recently created this position out of thin air because we understand that automotive is difficult. I think that we're all in this room right now for one real reason, and that's to figure out how the heck do we make this work in an easy, seamless way so that we can get the products in front of customers and allow them to purchase those products really simply. That doesn't just happen natively. It doesn't matter what system you're using. You can build custom, or you can do what we've done as BigCommerce. And I can go through the slide and tell you that we're low maintenance and high efficiency, and we're built for ambitious growth. But what it really boils down to is that BigCommerce is architected in a way that allows us to partner with PC Bennett, and partner with Acumatica, and partner with PDM to be able to drive that information in a really seamless way to your customers and to your customers' customers if we're talking about B2B. And so the key thing, like Ryan says, the key thing that we want to take away from today is that it's easy to do on BigCommerce. Automotive will never be easy. Automotive is going to be difficult. And we are trying to make it as easy as possible to make sure that you guys can surface your information to your customers. So again, we can go through this slide. I'm going to actually kind of skip this one. We're able to do large catalogs. I think that we're all in this room and we understand automotive, right? We understand that the catalogs in the automotive space are massive. I don't need to tell you that we can do automotive. I'm standing up here in front of you telling you we can do automotive, we can do those large catalogs. We can do millions of SKUs. We can do that because of those partnerships that we have with PDM, with Acumatica. We have the ability to push that data back up into SEMA and pull it down from SEMA. So we'll keep that really straightforward. The thing that BigCommerce really brings to the table is not so much the capability of being able to surface the data. The data is coming from PC Bennett and Acumatica, PDM, agencies that we have in the back of the room here who are able to build an amazing store. But what BigCommerce really brings to the table are the additional capabilities of our ecosystem, those additional partnerships that we have. Feedonomics is a perfect example. Channel listing is something that's been top of mind for most merchants in the last year. As Ryan stated, COVID is something that really changed the industry significantly. We saw B2B merchants having to go online. We saw automotive sales drastically increase in online. The problem is the data is difficult, extremely difficult. So being able to surface that data and push it to Amazon and Walmart and eBay Motors and all those other places that we want to sell to is equally as difficult. BigCommerce recently acquired Feedonomics, and Feedonomics, for those of you that are unfamiliar, is a managed service channel listing tool, I think is probably the best way to state it. And really what that allows you to do is have your data pushed into BigCommerce through the tools that you've been shown today, and then managed out to the various channels that exist in the ecosystem. So if you're pushing parts, automotive's a little different because we're typically talking a demographic of males between the age of 16 and 45. I think we can all agree that that's kind of a prime. And then we also have those males that are age 65 and above that are building their vehicles as well. But the point that I'm trying to make is that Amazon is going to be a certain demographic. eBay Motors is going to be a certain demographic. All of these different channels are going to have demographics specific to them. And it's your responsibility as a merchant to push the right data, problem one, to all these channels, while simultaneously understanding the demographic that you're pushing the data to, not only for the perspective of the parts that you're pushing, but the way that you're marketing those parts. So we have professionals that work for Feedonomics, that's a BigCommerce company now, and they will push the data appropriately and then market the data appropriately as well. So that's one of the really cool tools that BigCommerce brings to the table, on top of the capability of absorbing the data from companies like PDM and PC Bennett. There's just a couple that we want to point out here. So these are case studies specific to the companies that you've seen up here presenting to you today. And so one that you see here that's really done a lot. They've seen over 100%, 119% increase in revenue and a 24% increase in orders, simply by cleaning the data and making that data more simply available to the end using customers. And you see there, not only do we have the capability to surface the information on a desktop, but also surface the data into mobile. So all of our themes are mobilely responsive. And then of course, a development agency like Jamerson, who's in the back of the room, has the capability to do anything you want. BigCommerce is an open SaaS ecosystem, meaning it's an open source system. You have complete creative freedom, pixel by pixel on every single page, but it's also SaaS. So you don't have to worry about versioning, you don't have to worry about updates, patches, PCI compliance, future upgrades. All of that is taken care of in a licensing agreement with the BigCommerce ecosystem. So yet another way that we make things really easy for you. We keep you at the very edge of what's needed in e-commerce, like we did with the tools with Feedonomics. But we also give you the complete creative freedom to be able to make the integrations that you need, and then of course make the page look however you need to make it look. So that's one. Well, I thought we had another, but it looks like that's the only one we have. But
Go back real quick.
did I skip one, Ryan?
No.
No.
So
Go ahead.
I do want to bring this up, and this is not enough. I don't give enough credit to the PC Bennett team, but Vent Cafe was actually a joint customer between BigCommerce and Acumatica, and the brand, the brain and everything, the power, the efforts behind it is all PC Bennett team. And these guys have been with us for a little bit more than 45 years now. A couple of years with BigCommerce.
I don't think they've been there that long.
But for you
How
guys,
long have they been?
No, you
No.
specifically, Patricia.
Oh, us.
yeah, for you guys.
Oh,
Too long dealing with us,
I
hasn't it,
don't.
Ryan?
Yeah, for
And
45 years.
And when Patricia introduced Vent Cafe to us, we brought them online and kind of makes everything work together. These are the things that they've seen as an increase in their business. But I've been using this case studies with so many of my presentation, but I would love to give this credit back to Patricia and her team, because this is really their win at the end of the day. So this is our real joint customer here.
Thank
this
you,
event.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give it up for Patricia. Patricia, thank you so much for having us here. We're happy to answer any questions that anybody may have. We understand e-com is hard. Automotive makes it even harder, but happy to answer questions, have any conversations that we need to, or set up a demo of the ecosystem if that's something that any of you desire as well. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan and Ryan. We have a guy in our team that is an e-commerce guru, and he's amazing. And yeah.
My name is Tim Sullivan. I'm Patricia's partner in PC Bennett, and just want to say thank you for everybody coming out. We were getting a little bit worried there that people weren't going to show up, but we're really happy everybody got to come here. And this is something the BigCommerce team doesn't know, but Patricia and I have been talking, and one of the things that we're going to do, we were asked by Acumatica, and we have an Acumatica person with us.
Oh, yeah.
Jason
He just showed up.
We're actually going to be nominating them for Customer of the Year. So
Van Cafe.
we hope that they win it. We think they have a good story. We've been using this as well, and it's just exciting to see what we're trying to build here. And that's what I want to talk about just for a few minutes here. I have one slide, so and my name isn't Ryan. So. So the BigCommerce integration, obviously you saw that. We're super excited about that. The additional stuff that we're going to be adding into our roadmap with PDM, like Patricia said, is when you're developing software, and we've done it a number of times in our history, you have to pick a base. Like, what am I going to put out there as a first product? This is our first product, but it only gets better from there. So we're going to be working closely with PDM. We're going to be working closely with BigCommerce and others. We've got some others in the room that we'll talk about here in just a second. But one of the things that we use as a tagline for PC Bennett is end-to-end business solution. And we truly believe that, and it's represented in this room. We have partners, we have customers, we have prospects, and we're all working together to try to build a solution that is going to be usable to our customers and put it together in such a way that they're going to be excelling in the things that they do for their business. And we've already seen it with a lot of the things that we've done. Last slide here, so I want to bring up Cameron Johnson. He's with QMSC. He's one of the ones who was one of our hosts for this event with BigCommerce. I want to thank you guys again, so if everyone can give them that end-to-end business solution. So one of the things that we're doing is we're going to be partnering with Cameron and his team to bring a quality management system into Acumatica that's really specific for the automotive aftermarket parts industry. And let Cameron give us 30 seconds or whatever he wants to do. So.
Hey, thanks for having us, guys, and the PC Bennett team. If you guys aren't doing enough business with them, do more, because they know what they're doing, and it's really fun to be a part of it. So, yeah, QMSC, we've been around for almost 10 years. We have some really great success in the automotive world. One of our favorite customers is Lotus, which is one of Patricia's favorite cars. So again, we're really proud of the conversation we're having, and we're excited about continuing to dig in deeper and helping build end-to-end solutions. So thank you guys for having us, and we'll be around. So appreciate it.